good. So good? Good. Fake one, he says. All right, so we're building a support beam, support post for these steel I-beams. These steel I-beams, they weigh, I believe, 43 pounds a foot. My structural engineer tells me that I need 3 jack studs. Come over this way, I'll show you the jack stud. When we put this vertical right here at the end, it's going to stay right at the end of that 2x. This will be what's called a king stud, and it's going to be the same height as that one. These 3 are going to come together to become what's called a jack stud. I need 3 for the weight that I'm doing. So these 3 here will support the 12-inch I-beam, which will go across from here to here. And that 12-inch I-beam, along with the rest of the structure we build, will support the roof trusses when we run those, and you'll see that later. When you're doing these, simply line them up and start screwing them in. I do roughly every 18 inches. I'm going to go that end, make sure we're lined up. I'm using exterior grade Torx screws. They hold very well, and they have a coating so they don't rust. Go that way a little, right there. You'll see us working the beam from the spot I'm on. He'll move his end to adjust me to be even. Back a hair. That way if you have a twisted board, you're straightening it as you go. Back some more. If we need a clamp, you can get a clamp on there. Same thing, back. Hold it. If you hear that noise you just heard, that means you're not on the screw right. You're going to round out your tip and the screw. It's fairly good. You can probably pull back a hair. Two more at the top here. And then what we'll do is we'll pick this up and show you where it's going to go. So grab your end. Keep going past, watch the ladder. Go to your left, my left, this way. Save it up. It's going to sit something like that. The beam will come across. You'll see that in a little bit. All right, so when you're cutting your 2x8s, you can see that that's not a very square factory cut. So it's always better to re-square your cut first. That way you're sitting pretty. Just like that. So it's nice and straight. He already cut that one. Then he's going to mark and cut our next jack stud. You can see that we've got 2 sets up. Show you how that looks while he's measuring. Now that starts to give you an idea how the jack studs operate. Literally, they jack up the beam. That's why they're called jack studs. By putting a stand at the end for your boards to sit on, it'll hold them up so they're not flopping down on you while you're trying to make a cut. It makes it impossible to get a straight cut. And there's our next jack stud. Now he's going to check for a crown. You're checking for crowns and twist. So the crown is that edge he's on right now. He's going to look straight down that, and you'd be able to see. And I don't know if we can see it if we do it this way.
It's very mild.
See. Yeah, it is real mild. So you see that looks nice and straight when you're looking eyeballing straight down that. If you get one that's crooked, it'll like a roller coaster. Now you can see the beam installed with a double header plate. That's what that is called right there. And you overlap them. One seam is right there. The seam above it is all the way over there. That way they're not on the same spot. But that's how it looks. As you can see, we have a few trusses up. I'll go around so you can get a good view. These trusses are 2 foot on center. That's how they were designed. And if you see, there are blocks in between each truss. Did that simply for spacing. You do not have to do that. That was just an easy way for us to pin them all together. And then we hammer drilled, like we did that right there. We did that a few spots on this first truss just to set it to the brick.